SB. What up?
Hey. Might be.
What's good? Yeah, you're leaving me hanging for like 7 years.
No,
I got that
no
on
idea.
camera, too.
That's
Oh,
right.
thank you, FFDP. Let's go.
Okay.
Shout out to Alex.
So from my understanding, Rime just doomed Younger to the loser's bracket.
Oh my god.
Now he has to go take a royal dump on BVB, most likely. Getting him sent out at 4th, so BVB probably will not be making money unless he gets the upset, but the winner's set did not look convincing at all that BVB could do it, so they may not be the day. But regardless of that, we are sitting here with dudutsai versus Rime, something I haven't seen in a while. Rime definitely took a long break from Melee. I don't know if he's coming back in full force or if he's just showing up for a few things before he vanishes into the ether again.
Yeah, Patty and I were touching upon his, I believe it was like a 3-month hiatus. The man's got to be a doctor sometime soon. You know, he just can't be. I mean, he doesn't play doc, but you know, he's gonna get a degree to be one day. You know.
Yeah.
But dude, he came back fire. Like you said, doomed is the exact word I would use. Younger got destroyed.
Yeah.
He gave up game 4. It was bad.
That stitch was clutch too. He got firm 44% off a simple throw, but it does look like, you know, this battle that we're seeing right now. I mean, it's the battle of attrition for both sides. Really, it's all about spacing, and you're gonna see Rime pull as many turns as he possibly can. Hopefully, looking to get lucky. If not, it gives him a way to kind of constrict Puff's movement so he can try to get a hit.
I thought he was throwing chainsaws up in the air. He's juggling.
Yeah, look at that.
He's juggling, dude. Oh man. Yeah, I was gonna say the set that dudutsai played with Bonk was doing a really good job of throwing in electrical charges at a downward angle, but dudutsai doing an even better job of doing nairs into that space and eating up that space, also eating up the electrical attack by using the hitbox. So dudutsai doing an incredible job of recognizing exactly when he can do a safe nair.
Ooh, yep, that is a rest out of shield. And that's why you have to be very careful about doing dash attack against Puff, especially since it's a move that really doesn't give you a super a lot in the matchup. Puff, of course, being floatier is going to get sent quite a bit further, and you know, there's not really too much guaranteed, so a lot of Peaches opt to rarely use it, or if they do use it, they only use it when they know that Puff is in the air, so they do not have to fear getting rested.
I was going to say, dudutsai and most Puff mains will know that percentage where they'll be actionable, and they will spam down B. They will hit you with it. But I was touching upon earlier Rime's ability. Oh, sorry, dudutsai's ability to throw out that nair to mitigate the electrical jolts off Bonk. I'm going to see a lot more of him doing that on turnips here. Sort of when Rime throws in an turnip to sort of stuff dudutsai's approach, dudutsai will do a good job of throwing in that nair and then slowly drifting into a space where Rime can't exactly engage him from.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of crazy. Oh, wow, looks like that might have been a dot. Not quite enough to kill.
He jumped back for it, too.
Okay. Manages to trade with the flow cancel there, but now it's a lot harder on Rime's side to kind of bring this back because it's just so much more difficult. Ooh, that dash attack was a little risky. It could have been a disastrous rest, but, you know, there's so much for him to kind of do to try to poach on Puff. It's a lot easier.
Ooh, oh my god, the jab reset dare up smash destroyed.
That was an immaculate punish because then it saves him to not having to have to think before going for the jab reset rest. You know, he might get a free punish when he comes back. You know what, screw that. I'm just going to do this drill and the up smash, and that way I get to maintain my stock without taking any damage.
See, that was an interesting scenario we saw there. Rime threw a turnip. Dudutsai got the grab, but the throw animation ended up so that the turnip ended up hitting Dudutsai, and Rime got free.
Right,
no punish. It was a very interesting scenario. So you're going to see turnips playing a lot more here, just instead of just mitigating neutral advantages, also going to free Rime from some punishes every so often.
Yeah, especially weird with how the turnips like to maintain that active hitbox, especially when they get hit after certain moves. So, you know, if you send it up, even if you manage to get the throw armor, if you manage to hit that turnip, you may still end up breaking the grab anyway afterward because of the lingering hitbox.
Right, and like I was trying to say with the hitbox armor, to get past the turnips. Ooh, yeah, I was like about to say, I was like, we both held our breath there for a second. But yeah, the hitbox armor to get past the turnips. You're seeing them get juggled back up in the air a lot, and like you said, they'll come back down with that active hitbox, and they'll hit Jigglypuff even still. So dudutsai has to do an even better job of recognizing that when he hits these they're not electrical jokes that disappear. They're turnips, and they pop back up, and they're still there, effectively affecting the battlefield.
And you know, I did say earlier I hadn't seen these two play in a while, but now I'm getting a flashback to potentially last Saturday. I do remember seeing dudutsai playing someone on Final Destination. I want to say it might have been Rime. I don't know for sure. I don't remember the Mass Madness bracket, but ooh, okay.
See, what you saw there is dudutsai waited out his float, waited for... Oh, wow, great job getting that up air. Waited for Rime to use all of his stalling options, and then just using the side B in order to cover all of his options, because usually good Peach mains are good at using that last-minute air dodge or something like that to fall safely to stage, but dudutsai covering all options with a neutral B unfortunately did not convert it there.
Yeah, I mean, dudutsai especially is one of the puffs that I've seen. Ooh, wow, very cute string coming out from Rime there. It's one of the better puffs at using rollout, and he actually like just incorporates it into his game plan. Yes, it's a little bit cheese, you know. It's one of those moves that's not considered very good, and it can very easily lead to the demise of Puff or a free punish. But dudutsai has been able to find mileage off this move and using it as a mind game or to cover very specific situations like the one we saw there.
Yeah, and we're coming back to FD. I'm wondering why Rime feels like he needs to come here. Obviously, they struck to FD. So I'm imagining that there was a better stage that dudutsai did ban earlier on during striking.
Okay.
That Rime is choosing not to go towards. You know what I mean? Like a Yoshi's or something like that. Something where Peach is ordinarily not super great knockback would do a lot more for killing Puff.
Yeah, maybe he feels that the constrained space is going to... I mean, in a way, it's a double-edged sword because, right, Puff is always kind of with that air mobility, weaving in and out of your space. If you're able to confine that to a smaller space, then it's easier to kind of track her down and hit her. But in the same vein, if you're trying to space around Puff and you're the one in the corner, Peach doesn't have too much in terms of movement options out of shield.
Yeah, I guess it's just interesting because both of these characters are floaties, and it's a matchup we traditionally don't see, floaty versus floaty. You see a lot of floaty versus fast fallers, a lot of fast fallers versus fast fallers, middleweights mixed in there, but floaty versus floaty, there's only really these two characters other than maybe like, I don't know,
like
Samus.
that nair out coming out from Rime. Make sure to get that a retaliation. Ooh, that's a punish. What's he going to do? I like that. You see how he decided to dash forward there? Ooh, Sai almost got this.
So the punish right there is to throw the turnip up, get on the other side of Jigglypuff, and do a nair into the turnip, and to hopefully another nair.
Right.
Now, Rime doing such a poor job of setting that up, dudutsai went for the spam second rest because he thought that Rime was flubbing so hard he'd be able to get it. Unfortunately, doesn't, and a very flubby scenario for both players.
Now, Rime definitely playing with fire. We're seeing him dash attack, dudutsai shield quite a bit, and honestly, the risk reward in doing that is not super in his favor, or not in his favor at all. You could get rest out of shield, and the threat of that over simply getting a few percent simply isn't worth the trouble.
You know, now that you say that, I'm starting to think of what these characters' approach speeds are like, and they're very, very, very similar.
Right.
And so I'm thinking that Jigglypuff is using that extra acceleration off of the dash attack in order to get into Rime's space. Because you see Rime doing a lot of jump backs, and then either floating above and over dudutsai, or floating backwards and floating back in.
Oh, okay, there we go. Goes for back air again. Especially just the disjoint on back air is just super
so big.
Difficult for Peach especially. She doesn't have a move that she can really throw out to challenge
She's
it.
not a dash dance grabber, so it's not like she can enter space and throw out a hitbox really quickly.
Fair doesn't even come out quick enough to do it, and she's not Marth where she can use a disjoint to kind of swat at it. So she's really stuck with using these turnips to try and confine space.
She's basically going to say, all right, you back air, I'm going to go further back, and I'm going to pull up a turnip. Hopefully make something better come out of this scenario.
So the fact that Rime is even able to kind of keep things as close as he is is a testament to how he's able to do his best to work against certain matchups. And he's putting out the flow cancel barrier, he's dashing back, using the turnips to his advantage to kind of really keep pressing on to do side. Look like a sing off the stage is actually going to make him SD. So this very well could be Rime's game to take. Still working his way a little bit in neutral. Oh, and a shield grab from Sai, recognizing that he didn't float cancel that bear, decided to stay in float.
Yeah, you know, this match going a lot different than last one. dudutsai had that convincing two-stock lead, comes back with a clean stock and cleans it up. This time, a little different. Rime having the stock advantage and doing a really good job of entering stage now.
Okay, and now He's actually inching further and further, but dudutsai has smacked him with backers. He's going to fall all the way to the ledge. The very tip of the parasol is going to be able to retaliate against dudutsai's, I believe, forward smash, but he is able to find an up smash on his own, and looks like he's going to be going into the last stock of Rhymes.
A good wake-up nair. Both characters doing so good of recognizing that low percentages where they have that extra option to throw out a wake-up attack in case they do lose the neutral exchange.
Okay. Not quite enough, but I think another float cancel nair, if it's poorly DI'd like that one, will be enough.
Ooh! Yeah, tight scenario. I think Rhyme's just looking for something to throw at dudutsai to clean this up.
Yeah, he doesn't mind trading so much right now because it'll probably lead into a kill for him, and Nair's really good at trading like right there.
Speaking of the devil, thank you. Yeah, Rhyme doing a good job of recognizing, again, all those opportunities in which he could do that wake-up nair. Such great knockback, and honestly, it's kind of telling for how many kills he's getting. A lot of his kills are coming off that wake-up nair, if I could be honest with you. I think dudutsai could honestly turn this set around and make a lot better scenario out of it if he could just concentrate on getting a lot more clean openings in neutral and not getting hit by those wake-up attacks.
Yeah, especially since he has now taken him to Yoshi's Stories. We were talking about before how, you know, space might be confining if you're trying to space around Puff, especially if you're playing without a lead. But we saw a lot of mileage come out from the turnips from Rime in the last match, and now that the stage is smaller, he doesn't have as much space to run away and grab them.
Okay, so this was definitely the match that Rime did probably ban earlier, and dudutsai is now bringing him there. That's what I was wondering, kind of like, which players, which stage do they ban? Which stage do they not prefer? And so you're answering that right for me.
Well, this is winners final, so it's best of 5, which means there's no bans, right?
I meant the stage strike at the beginning.
Oh,
yeah, like
which
stage would I strike because I don't want to go to because my character isn't as good there. So I was kind of trying to find, like, trying to read where their strikes were earlier in order to assess where they might go later.
Oh, okay. And it looks like, yeah, that was a statement and a half. Was able to react to the tech in. It looked like dudutsai was actually pretty far from that side platform, but he was just close enough where that rest was able to land, especially since the hitbox is inside of Puff. That was very...
Yeah, you're not wrong. That spacing's so hard to acquire, especially when you're moving in neutral so quickly. I did want to talk about that, though. I think the low platforms and the small stage does a lot for confining Peach's approach into the stage, because like we were trying to say earlier, she doesn't have a lot of approaching hitboxes. She's more of like a tanky character, lets you come to her. But when she's trying to fight back into stage on Yoshi's, she doesn't really have a lot of options. When she's in the float, she's too predictable. And like I say that, dudutsai making it super predictable, cleaning it up with those back airs.
Yeah, which is very difficult position for Rime to be in, because Rime had just gotten hit by a double bear really close to the blast zone, and he said, all right, either there's two things that are going to happen here. One, I'm just going to keep floating and maybe try to fast fall, and maybe that way... Ooh. Oh, what? Oh, he missed his
he went for the turnip pull, and then he recognized the platforms above him. That's not going to work for the optimal punish that we were talking about earlier. I think that Rime needs to really lab out a couple different punishes rather than just the optimal every time, because he's missed 3 integral rest punishes.
Yeah, or maybe it's just the rust settling in. It has been a while, and you know, when you come back to play, wow, that fair's gonna be able to take it. Dudutsai, to my knowledge, is really the only Puff around that can give you the Puff experience in New England anymore. Yep. You know, there used to be Squibble, but he switched a very long time ago, and I guess Null is probably the second closest Jigglypuff after that. So
yeah, I was actually talking with Lemon about that earlier. He was like, why did you let us go to FD? And I'm like, listen, when something works against you, I think it works against all docs. I don't know what to tell you. As soon as you do something wrong, I think it's true, because there's only one doc in this area, and so like you said, unless you're getting the practice from dudutsai himself. There is, but I would say Lemon is a tier above.
He's a cut above, yeah.
Yeah, and so because of that, I rely on his gameplay for matchup experience a little bit more hard. So whenever I see him do something wrong or right, I take it to heart. And dudutsai is that kind of player. There's not a lot of Jigglypuffs in his tier. There are Jigglypuffs in the area, but he's really the one that defines the meta for our area.
Especially since dudutsai is very much so on the end of the campier Puffs, and the ones who are willing to be patient and just space you out with backers for the entire game. He, you know, gets a stitch. Doesn't able to pick it up though.
You even see Rime shaking his head. He went for multiple things to save that, but ultimately did the nair instead of a Z grab by accident. Yes.
And he once again gets hit by the cheese. I mean, maybe he's scared that he's going to get shield poked.
No.
You know, he decided he had to do a move or something. But of course, with Peach's jump of all jumps, you're not going to get out of there in time. You really just have to hold on to that shield.
I was about to say, I don't think neutral B is a bad option against Peach because it goes so quickly across the stage. Peach is not good out of shield, and she doesn't have good roll options. And so, in that scenario where
I wouldn't say
behind,
Peach isn't good at a shield.
I would say on a hitbox, Peach isn't good at. Whoa, yeah, hard read on the rest. I would say she generally has to trade. You know what I mean? In order to get those options out of shield, and Jigglypuff throwing out that hitbox with the neutral B, that's not gonna happen.
So like he throws out a quick float cancel in air. That could be. I might be able to.
I believe so, but I think it will trade. The neutral B
Oh, yeah,
hitbox
true.
is so big.
Right.
It's so big. It's like such a safe hitbox too because you're just it's in front of you the whole time. you can't space it incorrectly because you're just going forward.
Wow, that forward smash barely not hitting. We saw Rime throw out that get up attack as quickly as possible.
Ooh.
Maybe dudutsai a little bit slow with that forward smash on the punish from the mistech. And there he goes, charging up, roll out, realizes that Rime's on the platform, and almost dies for it.
He doesn't have good descending options on Jigglypuff. Sorry, Rime doesn't.
Okay, there he goes.
Oh, wow, what a turnaround scenario.
Chasing him, he's looking to get that nair, even if he trades with maybe like a weak nair, because the thing for a lot of people is they try their best to kind of, oh wow, that forward throw didn't kill. They try their best to space around the back airs, and then sometimes Puff mains get lazy, and they go for a forward air
Shield
or an
break?
air, and in that case, you can get a lot potentially going for yourself. There we go. That's one way to make a statement.
I was waiting for him to hit him with a stitch. I thought it was going to be a shield break, but that's hilarious too.
Ooh. All right, he's gonna roll back out of shield. Maybe not confident in his ability to wait to shot shield. Did lose him some time, but Rime looking to see. He's pulling so many turnips that like Sai can't complain when he pulls a stitch because the sheer amount of turnips he's pulling. That. Wow. Yikes. Ooh.
What just happened?
Yeah, that was a wrap for my boy.
That's how I feel.
And now we're probably going to get BBB versus Younger if they didn't already play it off stream.
I had to pull it up. As soon as I picked it up off the ground.
I need the She Deng one, the BBES
There's a
Dengri.
She Dang one.
Dengri.
Dangry.
Yeah. Younger and Lemon is losers finals.